welcome to your reading for the week of September 23rd, 2024. But know that if you are encountering this video at a later date, you are definitely still in the right place. As with all readings, take what serves you well and leave the rest for the tides to wash away. One of the most spectacular things about being human is that we have free will choice. So no matter what messages the universe has for us this week, know that you can always choose to take it or leave it. All right, let's get going. So this week I am called to the ocean for guidance. So I will start with an ocean spirit oracle card, followed by a message from the mermaids, and then we'll do a past, present, future reading with the tarot. Okay, let's go. What guidance does the ocean have for us? Or for generators, actually. For the generators, what you got? Okay, and we have vision. All right, follow your inspiration. I love it for you, generator. Okay, now remember though that your inspiration comes from responding to other things. So this week, I would stay open to the different things that are being presented for you. Remember, life for you is very much a buffet. And but you actually have to go into the restaurant in order to experience the buffet. So let's open the door. And then that way you have this menu, open the door, ring a ding ding, get seated, get a drink, and let's go take a look and see what's at the buffet for you. And the vision that you may be looking for this week will be there. Okay, so fun, it will find some inspiration. This is the first deck that I've ever had that has pictures on it rather than art, like photos rather than like somebody's other art. And we've got some sandpipers, it looks like. They are feeding. We've got the waves rolling in. Now, here's the thing about sandpipers is they have to skitter up and skitter back and skitter up and skitter back as the waves come in. So I'm just getting that kind of image for you. You might feel a little tentative this week, right? But it's important to follow that inspiration. Well, this one wants to come out, generator. Okay. And waiting. Interesting. This is the first mermaid. This is my fifth reading of the day. And this is the first time I've had a mermaid outside of the ocean. So what are you waiting for? Are you waiting to go into the restaurant? Okay, this is metaphorical, by the way. I think you're getting that. But it's like, so if you're waiting to find inspiration, it's time to take a step and open the door. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you this week in terms of those oracle cards. Now let's do some past, present, future for you, generator. Okay, the past, we have the Emperor, okay, our daddy of the group. Okay, all the kings are kind of father figure types. And remember, this is an energy, but he's definitely our big daddy of the tarot. And then present, we have the seven of wands. Something is a bit defensive right now. And the future, we have the page of cups. Wonderful. Okay, so let's talk about what might be holding you back from kind of taking that next step, right? So we've got the Emperor. All right, the Emperor is a strong fatherly energy, and we've got this in the past. Okay, there's a lot of leadership qualities to this energy. He's also very well protected. You'll see that he is wearing armor. He's got the rams. He's all about, he's a little stubborn, okay? He's quite powerful, but there can be some controlling. So there's been some controlling energy in your past. Again, does not have to be, I'm not saying you got daddy issues. That's not it, although it might be true, but that doesn't have to be this. There's been a controlling influence in the past that has also been good for you, right? Like it's like when I got married in July, and when I did my year ahead spread, I got the Emperor. And I took that as like, my man is ready to get married. We already have kids. We already have the house. It was kind of a he didn't even, he proposed in January. He didn't even really mean to, right? So I got to pick up my ring. But it was so interesting that I sped up, we got married within 6 months. But again, we'd already been together for like 12 years. It's not like we really rushed into anything, and everything was beautiful and great. But the thing I pulled for that month was my card was the Emperor, and I was like, sweet, like I'm marrying the right guy. And actually my husband is not a very controlling person, but I also took that, it says like it's also leadership, so it was for me as well. But anyways, there's been some sort of influence in this past, whether that's been positive or negative for you, that is now influencing this kind of this need to defend yourself. So there is so sometimes, like, defending ourselves does not have to be it doesn't have to be like a physical thing. It can be very emotional. Now, the ones are about actions. They're about our passions. Sevens are about crossroads. So we're at a crossroad of something right now, and you might be avoiding it. Okay. So I feel there's a very strong I'm getting coming very strongly that you're avoiding something. And Spirit is saying, if you're going to get the inspiration, you have to you can't avoid this anymore, whatever it is. Because in the future, we've got a new emotional path for you. We've got some freedom here. I'm going to clarify this in a minute, but like, there's some emotional, like, pages are about new paths. And this is a new emotional path for you. So it's been some rocky, like, just because it's a new path, there's going to be some rockiness in the background, like it's a little wavy. But notice that and again, it's an energy. It's not necessarily a male energy, but like, he's calm, he's okay, right? So there's some healing here. There's definitely some healing coming, but you can't do it if you're on pause. Okay, so yeah, let's get a little bit more clarity here, because I really want to know how. Oh no, let's go back to defending. Okay, so what have you been defending? Why have you been defending yourself, right? Again, part of it is because of this Emperor energy. Oh, well, family. Okay, so this is a wonderful card of happiness. Like it's like a very fulfilling, it's basically happy life. I'm gonna say happy wife, happy life. So like the 10 of Cups is a beautiful energy. So perhaps you're feeling like you need to, if things are really good right now, you might be afraid to let go, like be on pause, because you're like, well, how can it get any better? So 10s are about like the realization of things. Like it's like this full circle moment, but it's also a card of completion. So you're like, well, if things are really good, I have to keep them that way, or else, because it's so good, right? Like we don't want to, I totally get why you would want to stay here. But here's the thing is, like, the 10s do come to an end. So they're not, like, nothing is perfect forever. So, and that's okay. It's okay. So you might feel like your plate is already full. You're like, I eat at home. I don't need to go to a restaurant, Christy, because everything is satisfying at home. But guess what? That can get very stagnant. We need to make some space for a new emotional experience, right? So, you are being encouraged to perhaps just because you go eat at a restaurant doesn't mean that your kitchen disappears, right? Okay. So let's take a risk on something, following that inspiration, right? So following that inspiration that is there for you, but remember, you need to respond to it. Okay. So you need to find something. So whether it's listening to a different type of meditation. If we all have our favorites. We subscribe, and please subscribe now. Right? We all have our things, but sometimes I get a little tired of the same old. So I go to like, okay, well, what does YouTube have for me today? It can be as simple as this. It could be as simple as taking a different route to work, right? You're being asked to stop waiting, even though things are really good, because there is something really good on the horizon for you. Okay. I want to know a little bit more about this. And you have some feelings about it, right? We got some feelings about it. So let's get some clarity on the Page of Cups, please, a Spirit. And oh, some recognition coming your way. Okay, again, beautiful card. Okay, so this is a card of harmony and celebration. Okay, so when we take that step, I'm loving the restaurant metaphor for you with the kitchen. Okay, so don't be afraid to have somebody else cook for you. Okay, and again, metaphorical. Okay, so I mean, to be fair, you can also go out for dinner. It's really nice. It is really nice to not have to cook and clean up. But when we do this, you're going to be rewarded. Okay, there'll be this new, it might feel a little uncomfortable because there's a new path always is. But like change is one of the only constants in life, right? We got death, we got taxes, we got a couple other laws, but there's some change. Change is the one that is always constant. But when we take this, this is a beautiful card. I always love how coy this horse looks. It cracks me up. Anyways, but some of the expressions on these, I'm just whatever. But I mean, good on you. I love the art and it's so telling. But this is, I mean, it's a card of victory. But I like to go a little bit beyond that because when there's victory, that means that somebody has lost, right? But this is a card of harmony. So it's more about celebration. I would say it is more about recognition. You're going to be recognized. When you take this step to do something a little bit differently, right? To make a different choice, even though you're so comfortable, there is going to be a wonderful result, okay? So even if you just, all you do this week is go eat out, there's your reading for the week. It will still serve you well. All right. So thank you, my generators, for being here with me this week. I hope you have a great one. I encourage you to take that step in whatever way, shape, or form that looks for you. And I hope it's delicious. Okay, all right. See you next week. Bye.